Hello again, welcome back. Tonight I'm going to do something a little bit different. There's not going to be any gameplay. What I'm going to do is basically show you the pursuit of better equipment. Specifically what I'm after tonight is some ultimate clubs. What I've currently got is the Noblesse Optimus R, which at one point were the best clubs in the game. They were usurped once the Ultimate Gear came out. So there are several sets of clubs which will give me more stats than I've currently got, which is 615 when you take away the combination. Even the very, very best you can get at the moment, I think, will give me a total of 707 stats, so it's not an enormous increase, but it's not something to be sniffed at. I've got plenty of coins, so I can easily power them up. It's very, very unlikely I'm going to get what I'm looking for tonight, but at least I can share the empty feeling when I don't with all of you. So I'm not going to throw any coins after these clubs. A lot of people just, whenever they get any coins, just put them straight into the VIP box, which is where all the good stuff is. It costs 150 coins a spin. What I've done, as you can see, I've got these tokens showing at the bottom. So rather than it showing as 150 coins a spin, it's saying I can use my tokens, which I've accumulated via the World Career mode. So you'll find that. Click on Start and Career mode there. So the World Career, which I've actually completed this week. It's telling me I've cleared them all. It gives you 5 different missions. I can't actually see them now anyway. But basically, if you complete them all, the reward at the end of it is 1 VIP token. So this is 10 weeks worth of accumulating. The reason I'm doing 10 at once is it gives you this extra 1. So you can see, if I go into the right place, so you can see I have a +1 on the left hand side. So I can use 10 at once and it'll give me 1 free. So essentially I'll get 11 chances to get something decent. Very, very unlikely, just to set the expectations before I start, it's very, very unlikely I'm going to get anything like what I want. If I get one ultimate thing, I'll be very surprised, but you never know. It's the only way that you're going to see these things is if you go on the VIP box. If you've got plenty of money and you throw all your money in it, then that's one way of doing it, but it's a way that I tend to avoid. So without any further ado, I'm going to tap the button and it's going to spin, and you'll see I'm getting here 11 different items. Now one of them's flashing gold, which would make you think that's probably the good one, if there is one. So we'll leave that one till last. We'll watch the rubbish first. So let's see, if I tap them one at a time, this is a rare set of clubs. I'm going to do that the other way around. I'll do this drum roll, and then the next one, which is a brown bag. We have some rare clubs, some unique clubs, some rare clubs, some unique clubs. You can see how this is pretty soul destroying if you've paid money for it. Luckily I haven't, so I'm not too devastated. Let's see what's next. Some rare clubs. Some more rare clubs, some rare clubs. So the bonus, which is here, is more than likely some more rare clubs. Let's find out. It is indeed. And last but not least, there's one thing that might be decent. It could be something legendary, or it could be something ultimate. I know what my money's on, but let's find out. There it is, a set of legend clubs. So all of that for one set of legend clubs. As you've seen, very rare that you get anything decent. Well, it's not rare that you get something rare, as you can see. Unfortunately, rare doesn't mean it's any good. So that's that. But actually there's a chance. Let's spin the chance box. You never know what I'll get from that. That only comes up every so often. We've got, now that's actually a set of ultimate clubs. I don't believe, have a quick check, that would give me 647 stats, so that's an increase of 32 on what I've currently got. I'll see what happens, but I'll probably end up powering those up. You never know. I think they're pretty much the worst ultimate clubs, but they're a set of ultimate clubs all the same. So you did see one ultimate item from the box anyway, but there is a way I'm going to guarantee an ultimate item, the Synthesize, which this is the first time I've tried it. Basically, it was a new thing introduced probably 4 or 5 months ago, What it lets you do is if you've got an ultimate item, so for example this set of ultimate covers, which I got from the end of round spin. It's quite rare they do pop up, but they do come up from time to time. Some people I've seen have 4, 5, 6 of these, depends how much you play more than anything else, and also what level you are. If you're in the Master Pro A all the time and you're playing a lot, you get the end of round spins or the card flip, sorry, and occasionally, and I stress the occasionally, you'll get an ultimate set of covers pop in. I've only ever had one, actually no, two. I've got one that I've powered up already, but these ones here, what I can do is use these essentially as a material, and you can combine it with other items, and you can end up with, well, you can be guaranteed to end up with an ultimate bag or an ultimate set of clubs. I can almost see already what's going to happen here. I'm going to end up with exactly the same clubs. But that's what I'm predicting. So what you can do, and a lot of people don't realize this, you don't need, I think people think, okay, I need 4 ultimate items to combine into potentially a better one, or I need to use my very best stuff. But in actual fact, if I press Synthesize here, you can see if I select these ultimate clubs, and let's say I select the ultimate clubs I've just got, and a couple of legendary items, so my best stuff that I've got spare, it's saying okay, I'm guaranteed an ultimate item, great. And if I tap the thing there, it shows me what I could potentially get. You don't get as big a range as you do out of the VIP box. The very best clubs I can get are not quite as good as those Bridgestone JGRs. I think these ones would give me a total of 682 stats, which would still be a little bit better than what I've just got, about 40, 30, 35, 40 better off. But that's using all my best stuff. So what about if I keep these ultimate club covers selected, and if I go down to the bottom of my very worst stuff, which has just expanded quite a lot, you'll see I've got some awful club covers. Now, as you can see, I've selected those. The price it's going to cost me to synthesize, 4,012,000. But if I tap the button here, you'll see the items available to me are exactly the same. Now, whether or not the chance of me getting a higher ranked one in this list increases by me including better stuff, I very much doubt, just based on what I've seen before in Golfstar. Essentially, I think the chance is exactly the same of getting something really good. Whether or not you choose the very worst stuff to combine with you need one ultimate item, so that's what I've got selected up here, that ultimate set of club covers. But what else you put in there basically doesn't matter, and in fact in some ways it's beneficial to use your worst stuff, because if you watch this, if I unselect, the price before was 4,012,000. If I say I'm going to include the ultimate clubs and a couple of legendary items, it's actually putting the price up to 5,700,000, nearly 6 million, so I'd need nearly 2 million more GP to end up with a choice of the same items. There may be a benefit of this I'm not aware of, but I'm not going to save up another 2 million GP in the next few months, so I'm going to do it the way I'm going to do it. So I'm going to select what I had selected, I'm going to press the button, and we'll see what we end up with. I'm just going to roll those drums again. Press the button, okay, and we have a slightly worse bag than the one I've currently got. So how tremendously underwhelming was that? Having said that, I've ended up with a better set of clubs than I had, so not the end of the world, but I thought it would be interesting and beneficial for those, especially that synthesis, because a lot of people don't realise that one measly set of ultimate club covers can result in what would be a really good bag for some people. Just so happens I've got a much better bag just sitting there. What you'll also need to bear in mind, I've actually got two ultimate items just sitting there now, so I can just keep those. The next time I get to 4 million GP, I can just do exactly the same thing again. Obviously it's going to be a while for me to get there, but some people have 20-30 million GP just sitting there, so they could sit here and basically just keep going, because you're always going to end up with an ultimate item, even if it's a really bad one, and keep trying until you get what you want. Eventually I'll get back to 4 million GP. I might do another video then. I'll save up the VIP tokens and we'll see if we'll have a better result. But like I say, not to be sniffed at, I've got an ultimate bag and an ultimate set of clubs. If you're sitting on unique or perhaps legendary stuff, then that could be 500 stats. You're increasing. once you've powered it all up. So don't forget the cost of powering it up. Worth talking about that, because obviously I'm not going to do this now, but if I was going to power up this set of clubs, for example, you'll see the cost there is 640 stars. Now that's reduced by 50% off tokens. If I tap that, you'll see that reduces. It's going to 320 because I've got a 50% off token there. So it's half the price, but half the price, 320 a go. So times that by 10, that's 3,200 stars. Add on to that the extra 3, which you have to pay, I think, something like 500 or perhaps more for an ultimate item to actually unlock the ability to power it up another time. You're talking close to 5,000, possibly more than 5,000 stars to get those powered up. I've got plenty coins there to do it, so and the other cost, which I haven't even mentioned as well, is advanced power up tokens, which you can get from winning the 1-to-1 tournament and coming in the top 300 in the World Championship. I've got a few accumulated, not as many as I used to have when I used to do the World Championship all the time. I've got 7 there, so you need 13. So if I'm going to do those clubs, I'll need to pull my finger out and do a bit of World Championship or win a few one-on-one tournaments which come up weekly to get that topped up to 13 before I power those up. I'll probably do that at some point, but in the meantime I might get something better because they're far from the best clubs. Anyway, I hope that's been interesting. I'm sure you'll have some questions, just post away in the comments. I've tried to very briefly cover the way it all works, but if you're not sure, just shout up. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.